Hi, I'm Barbara Hodgson, and today, the 25th of September 2019, I'm talking with Mary Palmer about her memories with the Nelson Rugby Football Club as the wife of the late Lick Gargiulio, which began back in the early 1950s. This interview will hopefully be one of several regarding Frank and May Gargiulio's family and their much valued and lengthy involvement with the Nelson Rugby Football Club, which continues today through the offspring of some of Frank and May's children. They really were one of the great Nelson Club families in those early years. Right, welcome Mary.
No, I'm a bit deaf, Barbara.
Oh, okay, rightio, I'll get closer to you. And okay, so now Mary, you are now the only surviving in-law of Frank and May Gargiulio's family, and with Katerina, the only two left of that generation. But first, tell me a little about who your parents were and where you grew up.
My parents were Leo and Elsie Brett.
Yeah.
And I grew up in Matariki and went to school Matariki.
So where's Matariki?
Tadmore Way, Tapawera.
Okay, yeah.
You go up to Tapawera.
Yeah.
Then on up to Tadmore and over the Tadmore Hill and go to Matariki and Share River.
Okay.
Yeah, Matariki's a small place.
Yeah.
And we went to school there. And I went to school at Tahuna.
Okay. Well, here in Nelson?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah.
that's because mother and father separated. And we went to live in Tahuna.
Yeah.
And we, then I went to Tapawera High School and hated it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got brothers and sisters?
I've got Bill. Yeah, I've got two brothers and a sister and a half brother and a half sister.
So your mum remarried? Or
Yeah,
your
she
dad?
married Ethel Boyd.
Yep.
And she had 2 more children.
And what about your dad?
My dad, he went off to Wellington somewhere.
Okay.
We never saw much of him.
Okay.
Yeah, he got married again too, I think.
So did you have any sporting interests when you were a young girl?
Table tennis and tennis, netball at school.
Okay, yeah.
That's about all. Then I started playing cricket when I lived up at Gargiulo's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to play tennis, we used to play up at Tadmore and Tapawera or Tadmore, and
yes.
everybody used to love to go to those matches.
Yeah, Tadmore there, and yeah, Matariki, yeah.
And because the afternoon tea was wonderful, all this good home baking.
I can't remember you doing all that, no.
Oh, that was years ago.
By the railway station it was, a tennis court in Tadmore.
That's right, it was just a couple of courts, I think it was, yeah. So how old were you when you left school then?
15.
So what did you do?
Well, I went housekeeping.
Okay.
Then I worked at a general store in Nelson here, Botanics.
Okay, yeah.
For Bob Wadsworth.
Yep. Yes.
You know him?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And got very little wages.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's when I started meeting up with the Gargiulos.
Okay.
Became friends with Clem.
Yeah.
And then I went to board there.
Okay.
And that's how I started to get out with Lick.
So that's when you met up with Lick.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about being a part of a huge family?
Well, pretty noisy at times. But I did help Lick a lot in the glass houses.
Okay.
That's how I think he thought I was a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
In the glass house. I did the garden and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you boarded there?
I boarded there.
Okay. So so you boarded there until you actually married Lick, did you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But that's what it was like, you know. It was a Gargiulos and
How did you fit in? How did I mean not
I became good friends with Katerina.
But the house that, you know, how many were living? Oh, well, I suppose a lot of them would have married and left on.
Yeah, well, there was Clem, Rosie was there occasionally because she was a teacher.
Yeah. And
Katerina. Lick he slept on the veranda.
Oh, okay.
I never slept there. But yes, I slept I think I slept in the bedroom with Clem, in the same room as her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course she died she died.
She died way back,
Yeah, she was only about 36 when she died.
Yeah, she was
too,
very
wasn't
young, yeah.
it? Yeah.
She came home to die.
Did she?
Yeah.
So it was...
She was a Salvation Army officer.
Okay.
And she lived in Paurua.
Yeah.
But she came home. I looked after her quite a bit.
Did you? Yeah.
Mm.
So what was the age difference between... were you around about the same age as Clem, were you? Or...
Can't remember, to tell the truth.
Okay.
I think much the same. We both played cricket together, you see. Yeah.
Did you make the reps?
Reps, Nelson reps, not out. We used to have what they call the Mary Mason Shield, and I used to play in that.
Okay.
And that was over at Botanics, but I never went away.
Oh, okay, yeah. What about Lee Adamson now? Because she was a Laureate. Now, she was a good cricket player too, wasn't she?
She played cricket too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So were you a rugby fan at that point?
Not really, no. No.
Wasn't until you actually met...
I'm not sure whether I went to any of the games or not beforehand.
Okay.
But I didn't become involved until later on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all to do with the cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you, a good bowler or a good batsman? Batswoman?
I was a fielder, I think.
Oh, really?
I put my hand out like that and the ball went straight to it. I wasn't. The most runs I ever made was about 36.
Well, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
But we always played the Botanics, the rep games, which was called Mary Mason Shield.
Yeah.
We played most of our practices right up. I don't really remember the Bennetts used to live in a big old house up there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it now.
Joan Bennett?
Joan, yeah. But they had a big house. The Bennetts had a big house up towards Washington Valley there, and we used to play cricket there.
Okay.
We all played cricket with all those Bennetts, all the girls anyway.
Yeah. So let's have a look at your wedding photo. So you met Lick, you fell in love.
Yes.
Or lust? No, love. We'll be clean here.
Yeah, it was.
And we'll get Brian just to record this, the photo for everybody to see. And I noticed that you've got Bart as your
best man.
Best man, yeah. Noel
My
Barton.
sister,
and your sister. I can see you look so much like Steve there.
Yes.
Okay, right. So you got married. So whereabouts in Nelson did you actually settle then?
We settled in Pitt Street, and not far from the Gardulos, because I used to look after the glass houses.
That's right. Yeah.
And we were there quite a few years, and then we went round to Niles Street, and then he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was researching Lick's rugby playing record, it's hugely impressive. He represented Nelson 80 times between 1944 and 1956, of which he was captain for 8 of those years, and then upon retiring in 1956, he became actively involved in coaching and administration until his death. So how was it for you, Mary, during those busy years, raising children, when there would have been lots of times when your home, at a moment's notice, would become the party house or feeding ground for a crowd of young, energetic men?
Oh, well, lots of times. And always, quite often, there was, in Pitt Street, quite often the rep teams used to come round to our place, the rep players like Marlborough.
Yeah.
And they always used to play darts in the garage, and, and I used to feed them.
Yeah.
And I remember once feeding them, but I bottled a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law would help me. And when I went to give it to them, the fruit was as hard as boards. I always remember that one. Yeah. But I used to have them there lots of times. I used to be bacon and eggs and sausages and all that sort of thing. Yeah. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
But, there was always a lot of people around there at parties. And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a bit hard sometimes when you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Because I was pregnant 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. So as a wife of a hugely popular club player, which Lick was, did you become involved at all in the fundraising side of the club, or take on any other role within the club, or were you just...
I don't remember, but I don't think so,
No,
because I didn't have time for starter.
no. So the club, was the club rooms built?
Yes,
It had been built by the time you'd
yes,
actually
I think so, yeah.
met Lick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we went there for different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you in those early days, can you recall any club characters that really stick in your mind after all this time?
Well, I can't recall any other than Lick, because he used to play the drums.
Okay.
He self-taught, and he also used to play the spoons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to click all these spoons together.
Yeah.
And he used to play plates. No, he used to go and play the plates with his spoons.
Okay,
I
yeah.
always remember that up at Tinker Phillips's, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So few parties, a lot of parties in those days? Yeah.
New Year's Eve especially.
Yeah.
And I remember giving up his smoking
Okay.
before Christmas. But then the boys went and gave him cigarette case and cigarette lighter. He started again. Yeah.
So did he smoke up until when he died? Did he?
Yeah,
What
he
about you? Were you a smoker?
No, never a smoker.
No.
No, never a smoker. My children haven't been really.
Yeah.
Christopher has, that's the only one.
Okay. Yeah. So then in May 1963, Lick suddenly passed away with peritonitis. A terrible shock for you, Mary, and everyone else close to him. Especially his parents, Frank and May. So no parent wants to outlive their child. But thank goodness for family. So was the club able to offer you assistance in any way?
Well, I didn't know this, but and I don't think I was involved because I was too upset at the time.
Yeah.
But they offered their club rooms and all the facilities to the Gargiulo family, which they accepted apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember going to the club rooms that particular day.
Yeah.
I might have, but I can't remember. It's one thing I can't remember.
Katerina, just talking to Katerina before, she kind of touched on how he had been, they just sort of, they never operated on him at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But that's I read that in that book there.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
They had a meeting and then they all attended the funeral, of course.
Yeah.
And there was a big crowd of them.
Yeah.
I have got the photos around.
I read that the club defaulted its senior championship match to attend the funeral,
That's
which
right.
Showed the depth of respect that the club had for Lick.
That's right.
So, and then soon after, the club then awarded Lick a posthumous life membership. So
Yes.
yeah.
And Tony was made mascot.
That's right. Yeah, he was in the photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after Lick's passing, you were left to raise 4 children on your own until you remarried. But at the time, Tony was only 7 years old.
When Lick died, yes.
Yeah. Catherine would have been 5.
Yes.
Chris would have been 3, and Steve
18 months.
18 months.
That's right.
And I believe you didn't even have a car licence to get around in.
Well, we only had a little truck.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see me plonking all the kids on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
At that age. But I was offered
Yeah.
a driver's test,
Yeah.
whatever, driver's teach me driving, by, he had one arm, Jack Coleman.
No, I don't.
Yeah. But he offered me for nothing. But this little truck we had was no good for four kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you hung on to. So you still haven't got your licence now.
No.
But
I've got a car.
But you got a car.
And that's for my daughter to drive around him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and drive me around.
Good on you.
Yeah.
So you've never been tempted to.
No. Alec tried to teach me one part.
Yeah.
But I was a bit scared.
Yeah, yeah.
We were going out walk, I think it was, and out to Cable Bay or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the continuation for you with the club after Lick passed away? Did you? Because Tony would have been playing. Was Tony? Well, Tony was the mascot. So.
Yes.
So was he wouldn't have been playing at that point, would he?
Well, we went to the rugby just the same at times, but I suppose the only thing is I went to some of the 21sts and things like that they had, but then I remember going to, I think it was Fred McCormick and Mary's. They invited me somewhere, I can't remember where it was now.
Yeah.
But they came round to my place just the same on like a New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah. I just want to say that it's heartening to see today that two of your sons, Tony and Steve, are still very involved and loyal to the Nelson Club, as you are yourself, Mary. Did Chris play rugby as well? Did he?
Who?
Your other son, Chris?
Oh, he was. Yes, he was.
Okay.
But he lives in Australia. But no, he's 60 now. So
I've never.
they're still. He is actually. You know, we presented that trophy.
Yeah. That's right.
And he came home one part and he presented it. So they've all had to go at it.
Yeah.
And I have, of course.
Yeah.
Presented this Gardula Memorial Shield,
That's
Gardula
right.
Memorial Shield.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that amongst the records that there's
I did give them some money for, at the time they wanted a children's area.
Okay, yeah.
And I presented the money towards a little fencing, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've got that there now.
Yeah.
Don't know what's happened to that.
So when did that happen?
Oh gosh, I can't remember. A couple of years ago, 3 years ago,
okay.
more.
Yeah.
I wanted to give something.
Yeah.
But that's all I think I gave. Yeah.
So you still follow the rugby very much now?
Yes. It's not the same though, is it?
Well, I mean, I've sort of been at it for quite a while, quite a few years now. But it's changed. Yeah. I mean, professionalism's changed it all. It's kind of just evolved into.
And I mean to say, Tony and Stephen, especially Stephen, is very, very. He goes down to Neil Park, cleans the club out, and whatever. And Tony isn't so much because he's too busy.
Yeah.
But he's still very much involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nathan is, of course, the grandson.
Yeah. Part of doing these interviews with these members, I've got Steve and Tony that I want to talk to anyway, so it'll sort of be a continuation of your one.
He's got a great sense of humour.
Which
got to watch him.
Who's that?
Stephen.
Oh, okay. Who's going to win the World Cup?
Oh, All Blacks, of course.
All Blacks. Okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised that France beat Argentina, actually.
Well, I haven't heard a lot of it, so I'm only interested in the All Blacks.
Yeah. Okay.
And Australia versus whoever.
Yeah.
But, you know, they made a bit of a muck-up with the Sparks, didn't they?
It's pretty disappointing for groups that had got together and thought they had it all worked out. But
they've shifted, I think, the All Blacks, haven't they? They've got to play against Canada, don't they?
I think there's when's their next game soon anyway. Right, okay, so one last final question or request. Tell me, Mary, what's become tradition for you to do for all your grandchildren at Christmas time?
Well, I get dressed up. We go there every year. I go there Christmas night. We have lunch.
Where do you go
Tony's.
To Tony's, yeah, okay.
And because all the grandchildren come and the great grandchildren, and I just go away up in the bedroom and have this outfit. Sometimes I'll take my teeth out. Sometimes I put extra teeth in. And I get dressed up in all these costumes.
Okay, so tell us who you've been.
Oh, I've been Father Christmas. I've been Chinese with a hat. I've been Queen Mary. I was a couple of years ago. I was a clown last year. I've been Mexican, and I've been they pole people.
What, a pole dancer?
A pole dancer.
You're joking.
Yes.
What, in a G-string or what?
Well, out on the veranda where Tony's got poles, and but I couldn't do much of that. but there's one of them behind you there, me dressed up as the Queen. And then I get dressed up at all sorts of things, and each year I try to do something different.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got dressed up as Richie McCaw for Max, my little great-grandson's birthday.
Yeah.
And I had the striped shirt on, a red shirt, red shorts, socks, and a wig. And they knew who I was, even though I didn't look like it. You know, yeah.
I would have loved to have seen the pole dancing one day.
Yes.
What about a can dancer?
No, well, I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Next year, this year, I'm going to dress up as Bunny Girl.
Oh.
Because I got dressed up as a bunny girl for my brother's birthday.
Yeah.
And we all us family, rest of our family, like Bill was up fielding, and we were here, and we all got dressed up in something different. And my brother Jim got dressed up as, well, he had a big shield in front of him.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't think of a car because he's a car man.
Yeah.
I got dressed up as the bunny girl, and somebody else got dressed up as something else. I can't remember now. But we all had fun, and that's what I like to do. I like to dress up.
Yeah.
A lot of people won't.
Well, my cameraman Brian, he loves to dress up as well.
Do you?
Actually, that's a really cool tradition. I might actually start that myself with my own grandchildren.
Yes, it's very good because
a lot of laughs,
the kids get a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Last year when I was a clown, I don't know whether everybody liked it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Stephen Boyd gets all these costumes, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have, as I say, my teeth out. And sometimes very hard to talk, but I have other teeth in, you see. And one year I got dressed up in we had a rugby thing.
Yeah.
Not a rugby, bowling.
Yeah.
And I had to dress up as a man.
Okay.
And that was quite good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I fancy me doing that. I can't believe that I did a thing like that.
That's all right.
I just gave it to Sandra today. Yeah.
Anyway, well, that concludes our little talk, Mary, and I loved it.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I really did.
Yeah,
and
good.
And I think that I think everybody else will too. So
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, no, they will.
Yeah.
So
They all don't believe that I'm 88, of course. A lot of them, well, not yet, but
Yeah.
just about.
yeah,
I really haven't changed a lot since, well, I just got a little bit older, but
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's great. Thanks very much for that.
Yes,